Planning to visit New York City? There are some things you should be aware of. The city that never sleeps is a bustling hub of activity, but it's not without its quirks. Being prepared and aware can make the difference between a smooth, enjoyable trip and one filled with unnecessary stress. So whether it's your first time in the Big Apple, or you're a seasoned traveler, it's crucial to know what to expect. Let's dive into the 7 things you should be aware of or avoid in New York City. First on the list, beware of overpriced tourist traps. From the glittering eateries of Times Square to the vibrant street vendors, the prices can be steep. But don't let the allure of convenience cloud your judgment. It's smart to take a moment, do a little research, and compare prices before you pull out your wallet. That hot dog or slice of pizza might just be more palatable at a less flashy spot down the road. Remember, New York City offers plenty of affordable options if you know where to look. Secondly, avoid traveling during rush hour if you can. In the city that never sleeps, rush hour is a beast of its own. Typically, it stretches from 7 to 9 in the morning and from 4 to 7 in the evening. During these times, the city streets thrum with a kinetic energy that can be overwhelming. Instead, consider traveling during off-peak hours for a more relaxed journey. Your New York City experience can be much more pleasant if you plan your travels wisely. Thirdly, always prioritize your safety. In the city that never sleeps, it's crucial to remember a few key safety tips. Avoid wandering into deserted areas once the sun sets. Keep your belongings secure and close to you, especially in crowded places. Be mindful of your surroundings, look both ways before crossing the street, and avoid unnecessary distractions. Even in the most bustling areas, it's vital to stay vigilant. In New York City, as in any major city, it's important to stay alert and aware. Fourth on our list, understand the local tipping etiquette. Here's the scoop, folks. Tipping is an integral part of New York City's culture. Whether you're dining in a restaurant, grabbing a drink at a bar, or hailing a taxi, remember to tip generously. The general rule of thumb is to leave between 15 to 20% of your total bill. It's not just a nice gesture, it's a way of life. When in New York City, tipping isn't just appreciated, it's expected. Fifth, be aware of the high cost of parking. In the bustling streets of New York City, the price tag on parking can be a bit of a shocker. It's not uncommon for parking garages to charge upwards of $60 for a few hours. But don't let this deter you. There are alternatives. Consider using public transportation or even a bike rental. For those who prefer to drive, consider parking apps. They can help you find cheaper rates and available spots. In New York City, finding affordable parking can be a challenge but not an impossibility. Sixth, keep up with the walking pace. New York City operates at a rhythm that's uniquely its own. It's a bustling metropolis where the pace is set to fast forward. Sidewalks are like arteries, pumping the lifeblood of the city from one place to another. The pedestrian traffic isn't just for leisurely strolling, it's an essential part of the city's infrastructure. Now, imagine you're walking in a crowded place and suddenly someone in front of you slows down, disrupting the flow. It's not just annoying, it can cause a ripple effect that impacts everyone behind them. That's why it's important to maintain a brisk pace when walking around the Big Apple. Whether you're taking in the sights, heading to a Broadway show, or just getting from point A to point B, remember to walk with purpose. Keep up with the crowd, stay to the right if you must slow down, and always be aware of those around you. Remember, in New York City, slow walkers can be a source of frustration for the locals. Lastly, be prepared for the weather conditions. New York City is known for its wildly varying climate, from scorching summers to frosty winters. Each season brings with it a unique charm, but also its share of challenges. It's crucial to check the weather forecast before your visit and dress appropriately. Layers are your best friend here. And don't forget, a good pair of shoes can make or break your day. In New York City, the weather can change quickly, so it's best to be prepared. So, there you have it. The 7 things to be aware of or avoid in New York City. Remember, steer clear of overpriced tourist traps, navigate rush hour like a pro, prioritize safety, tip generously, dodge expensive parking, match the city's brisk walking pace, and be prepared for all weather conditions. Being informed and prepared is your best defense against common travel hiccups. With these tips in mind, you're ready to make the most of your visit to the Big Apple. Safe travels.